Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So I've got to say it, guys, we have got the most insane ×10 pull this weekend. We've just had a number of ×2s. So we had a ×2 on Ancients recently, a ×2 on Sacreds last week, and they are enticing us back with an insane group of champions for the ×10. If you're like me, you're probably a bit short on shards. They've just dropped a Summon Rush event and a Champion Training event together, which are going to come out at the same time as this ×10. Both of them have got legendary books in the mix, so I think they're probably going to be quite big ones. I'm not surprised, because some people are going to be wailing out on this. Let's see what this other one is. I bet it's... no, it's Dragons. So let me talk you through the champions, guys. Make your own decisions on this. But for me, it's easily the best group of champions in a ×10 they've done by quite a way. So let's start then. First one is going to be the worst of the bunch. Earthsign, Icecrush. Yeah, he's just so mediocre. Block cooldown skills, pretty poor percentage chance to do it on his A1. AoE, decrease crit rate on his A2. I guess that's okay, but I mean, to drop it by 30% is not enough. It actually needs to be probably a 50% drop for this to be worthwhile enough. We've also got some sort of shenanigans with decreasing turn meter and stuff, but it's by a small amount. I just feel like he's interesting, he's different, but he's not good. Okay, base defense-based champion. He doesn't hit crazy hard. For me, I would be upset if I got him out of this bunch of champs. So next one on the list then is single-handedly the best poisoner in the game. So if you do not have a counter-attack, a ally attack, anything like that going on, he will do more poison damage on Clan Boss than any other champion by quite a way. He has got a poison on his A1, 50% chance, 60 if you book it, to place a poison for 2 turns. He's got a passive which places a poison every turn. Every time he gets a turn, 70% chance of placing it. And that's the big version for 4 turns. Massive ability. He can fill a poison debuff bar by himself. He stacks poisons on himself as well, the small versions. And then he's got this A2 that removes them. The more he removes, the weirder his hit becomes. So drop defense on this one. Someone can't be revived on this one. It's very situational, this one. Never really works. Always a crit on his A3, on 3 poisons coming off. Heals on if it's 4, and then gets an extra turn if it's 5. So if you manual with him, you can actually get this extra turn one going off quite often, and it's quite cool. But if you're going to also, he does it all over the place. Do not book this. Do not book this -1. You don't want it. You want him doing this all the time. So, very viable without books. Very good champion. If you don't have a good poisoner yet, he's worth pulling shards over. Okay, so let's move on. Next one is another insane champ. They're getting better as we go. We have got ourselves Stag Knight. Stag Knight recently did a guide on this guy. One of the best epics in the game. Top 5 for sure. And he's got this A1 which decreases speed. 2 hits, 30% chance of decreasing speed. Brilliant for Spider, brilliant for Fire Knights. Just generally all-round good champ. He's then got this ability here, which is better than most legendary abilities of this type. AoE, 70% chance. When you book him, it becomes 95 of placing the big decreased defense and the big decreased attack at the same time. You can book it down to 3-turn cooldown. It's insane. Better than most legendaries. He's got good base stats as well. He's got this kind of funky passive. He's worth pulling shards over. This guy, if you do not have yourself an AoE strong, decreased defense champ, he's worth pulling shards over. Really great champion. He missed leg day at the gym, which is a shame. But other than that, good champ. Let's move on. So next one is a Void epic. It's going to be Syla. So Syla is, I'd say, like above mid-tier epic. She's got AoE on all her abilities, and pretty strong ones as well. Pretty strong hitting. She has got decreased speed and turn meter on her A3. You can book that down to 4 turns. This is the only one I'd probably try and get books into if you get lucky. She's also got Faction Crypt Speed Aura, which is quite nice. Good base stats. I mean, you definitely wouldn't kick her out of bed. I love the aesthetics. She can be chilly at times, but she is into all sorts of funky stuff in the bedroom by the looks of it. Let's move on then to the best Void epic in the game. Yes, Madame Serris, Lady Madame. She thinks she's a legendary. She absolutely would be dining with the legendaries at dinner time. Not like Earthsign. Earthsign's going to be dining with the rares. She is going to be at the gala buffet, enjoying herself at dinner time. She's on her broomstick. She is basically high flying because she's in pretty much every end game arena team. Every plat arena team, she features in one of those teams. She's the best cleanser in the game. The best person to cleanse the other team's buffs. Because at the same time, she throws out decreased defense and decreased attack. On a for 3 turns. On a 4-turn cooldown, she single-handedly wins the arena for a lot of people. Brilliant champion. Absolutely worth pulling voids for. Absolutely worth it. She's so good. 100 base speed, good base defense. You just build her tanky, build her accuracy up, and she rocks and rolls. She's also got this passive, which is very strong as well. So every time she gets a turn, she gets a shield for 10% of her HP. While attacked under a shield, 1 in 3 times, she's going to put a fear on that person that attacks her. That's really strong. Really strong as well. And then she's got an A1, which can throw out a fear as well. She's got an A2, which, when booked, 50% chance to remove 1 random buff. If you steal something, she steals it, by the way. If she steals something, all of your team get block debuffs on. And she places True Fear on all enemies that she steals buffs from. She's bonkers good. She is way better than most epics in the game. Brilliant champion. So, is she worth pulling void shards for? Yes. Let's get on to the legendaries then. So I'm going to start with the worst of the legendaries. And he's not bad. He is not bad. Where does he sit? Where does he sit? Where does he sit? Here we go again. Oh, of course he's here. Harvest Jack. So Harvest Jack was one of the fusions. He's one of my favourite skins in the game. Really love the skin. If you look here, he's got the heads of all of the 4 starter champs around his necklace. Really cool. Love it. Really great aesthetics. Very good base stats. He's HP based champion. He doesn't hit crazy hard. He hits mid-tier damage. But he has got crowd control for days. He's a little bit off meta right now. He's a brilliant arena champion. He's a bit off meta because we're all about kind of speed metas and not high tank metas. He's great in a tank meta. So he's got this AoE ability here. If you book him, there's a 100% chance to place True Fear on everyone. True Fear is a great debuff to put out there. Also places decreased speed and decreases target's turn meter by 15% if the True Fear is placed. So, True Fear, plus drop speed, plus drop turn meter, all in one move. Massive ability. 75% chance of placing a sleep if the True Fear debuff is not placed. So again, 100%. So, I mean, it's just an insane ability. Insane crowd control ability here. He's then got this A2, attacks all enemies again, places block buffs if the target's under fear. So you kind of go A3 into A2, removes any increased attack buff and replaces it with decreased attack. So if Arbiter throws out that increased attack, he goes in, swipes that away, replaces it with decreased attack. Removes any continuous heal, replaces it with poison. He's got a really interesting kit. I really like his design. I think he's a great champion. A1 attacks 3 times. Each hit's got a chance of stealing, not removing, stealing 1 random buff. Each hit also has got a 25% chance of placing a fear. This chance increases to 100% if all buffs were stolen from the target. So, wicked kit. Really interesting, totally different. Great champion for the arena. Will definitely go into a 3v3 team if you get him. Good champ. The next one is one of the best clan boss champions in the whole game. Between him and Valk, they are game-changing champions, and he's one of them. I would imagine lots of people are going to be pulling shards for this guy if they've got them, or buying shards to get this guy. This guy is the sort of guy that people wail out on, and I think it's the first time he's featured in one of these events. Great champion. It's all about this A1, increased duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. So you put a poison out there, he goes in and hits. With every hit on his base stat, he's got a 1 in 3 chance of extending that poison for 1 turn. So he hits 3 times, he could extend it 3 times. If you book him, it goes to 50%, which is huge. He's also got a decreased attack on his A2, but he partners that with 2 debuffs you don't really want for Clan Boss. And then he's got this debuff spread on his A3. These 2 abilities are great in Faction Wars. This ability is what you want for Clan Boss. He's also got Perfect Veil, which is a passive. Now, he puts it on at the start of each round. So what does that mean? It means that he's not going to be the target of slams in Clan Boss. It means that he takes 15% less damage when the Clan Boss does his AoEs. So all in all, this champion is nutty for Clan Boss. Really strong. Definitely worth pulling shards over for. He changes the landscape of Clan Boss for anybody because he extends so well, which means that you can put champions, perhaps for your poison ability. You might just, let's say you were lucky and you had a Draco. Draco puts poisons out, decrease defense, and weaken. So 3 of the main moves that you need. He will extend all of those all day long, which means that you can just fill up the rest of your roster with interesting other champs to keep you alive. This guy totally changes the landscape of Clan Boss. And then lastly, if we haven't had enough already to get us interested in this shard pool, we just need to find the last champ. There she is again. She's out there again, guys. Venus. Venus with a nice little paunch. I mean, she's definitely one of the best. She's not better than Sifi, but she's one of the best champs in the game. Poison A1, decreased defense and weaken on an AoE, and she's void. A2, it hits as well. HP burn on her A3. She pairs with Cupidus, do some funky stuff as well. HP aura, insane base stats. Everything about this champion is great. Everything about her is great. Maybe apart from the base defense, which is not insane. And I'm glad it's not, because she would be bonkers if it was. Yeah, she is probably the most sought after Void champion for an all-rounder. For the average account, she's game changer. For like the end game whale, she's probably not as game changer, but for the average account, she makes a massive difference to everybody's account. Brilliant champion, also worth pulling shards over. So for me, Void shards, Madame Serris and Venus, crazy. Normal shards, Stag Knight, Occult Brawler, Vizier, insane times 10, guys. Let me know if you're going to get involved. Yeah, I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.